What is it, Monday or Tuesday? It is Tuesday. Let me turn this off. All right. I think we're ready. I apologize it takes me so long to get online, but with one arm it's kind of hard to drag all this crap out of the way and rearrange it, get everything cleaned and set up. But I have a little thing I do before I get online. I like to sweep the floor. Sometimes I bring the blower in the garage, that kind of thing. Kids leave their toys everywhere. Evidence. Yeah. So what are we doing tonight? Well, last time I didn't actually work out. I wound up just talking to you guys all night long. We had a pretty decent conversation. And I didn't actually train. So tonight I'm trying to get my wife to join us. Or as you can see by the thumbnail of this video, I said it would be me and Christina. And she doesn't really want to get on camera, and I can't say I blame her because she's recovering from surgery and she's never gym body back yet. I think she looks stunning. I don't give a crap, and I think that it would be awesome if she joined us in the chat because you guys would love her. I know you guys talk to her all the time in the comments section, but it would put a voice to the comments. So hopefully she comes out and joins us. Plus, I could actually use her help with a couple things. I haven't been able to do my stretching properly because I only have one arm, and I think she could help me out with a couple of them. Anyway, how are you guys doing this evening? I don't see anybody in the chat yet, but I see I've got 4 people online. And I talk to anyone who comments, so hit me up. And in the meantime, I will continue. Let's see, what do I want to do tonight? Do I want to do legs or legs? Here is my broom. Noah, where's my broom? The broom, it's always, when it's gone, it's usually you who takes it. Did you bring it outside for the trampoline? Okay. What's up, Cortez Pressa Digital Official? So I'm an elite level power lifter. Last year I was ranked #1 in the world for my age and weight class. I was training to compete in March, and I popped my bicep off of my radius bone, and they reattached it. So now I'm going through physical therapy. And generally what we do on this channel is we lift weights and we talk crap. You want to be part of that? Hang around. Yeah, it gets pretty spicy sometimes. And I'm going to do some training. So what I've been doing since I am rehabbing this arm is I've been experimenting with what exercises can you do to maintain strength without the use of an arm. And I've had to get pretty creative. For deadlifts, I made I call it the carotene press. David Carradine. I have this rope that I harness that I can put around my neck, and I attach to a cable machine so I can do deadlifts with it. Things like that. All right, we got Julian. What's up? Slow start. I'm looking for my broom so I can sweep off my mat. Might do some squatting tonight. We'll do some stretching. Might hit the heavy bag a little bit or kick it. See what I can do with just an arm. Mr. Wonderful. Why, thank you. You can hear my voice. I'm a strong man. Yeah, people kind of ask me, they're like, why do you talk like that? Is that from drugs? Like, no, if you go in my videos, about a year ago maybe, I dropped a barbell on my neck and I almost killed myself. I have it on video. You guys can watch it. I forgot to put my spotter arms on my rack, and I never work out without them, but for some reason I just didn't check. And when I went to set the weights on my spotter arms that weren't there, I pinned my neck, and I actually thought I was going to die. I couldn't get out from under it. It kind of damaged my, it messed my voice up a little bit. And as soon as I got it wrecked, I went right back to working out. Rustin, what's up? Oh, Rustin, I got the surgery on the bicep. My bicep got detached from the radius, so they reattached it, and now now I kind of look like the Winter Soldier. I'm like, you want to go? We can't. I guess all I can throw is hooks. I mentioned that would hurt really bad if I actually tried to throw a hook in. So I'm about 4 weeks out of surgery, and they have to protect the arm from extending, or I can't contract it, because what they do is they drill a hole through the radius bone, and they take the tendon that's snapped off and they sew like a weave into it, and then they pull it through the bone and they lock it with this little pin on the other side, on the underside of the bone, so it can't pop out. But while the bone is healing to the tendon, it's a critical phase where you have to allow it. The bone's will fuse to the tendon, and it'll become stronger than it was originally before it popped off. But until that heals, you run the risk of pulling that tendon out of the bone. So you got to be super, super careful. I'm not allowed to lift any weights or flex the bicep. I have a little physical therapy routine that just me moving my arm around. If you guys want, I'll do it. It's not exciting. How many weeks until you get that thing off? As for the schedule, I'm supposed to be in this for another 3 weeks. I've been taking peptides, BPC 157 and TB 500. I think I'm progressing ahead of schedule, but according to the schedule, I'll have this on for 3 more weeks, and then I'll start resistance training. That's when they'll start extending the arm, and it'll be 6 months until I'm training like normal. I'm gonna fall asleep to your silky smooth voice. I hope you don't mind. You've tuned into Gen X. I'm trying to think of like a radio thing to say. Yeah. Coors, the banquet beer. Yeah. Hey, we got a devil in the house. Hoorah! What's up, Ryan? What $6 million man is this? Well, Chad, I'm going to tell you, with the cost of surgery and all that, and the inflation, $6 million is about right. $6 million man wouldn't get very far these days. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. Every time I see it, it reminds me of Gronkowski. Gronk is a big dude. I'm 5'9". Good lighting. You gotta have the number one key to fitness, people, is making sure you have well-placed lighting. Walmart, the create history shows me how great men you are. I am new here. The animals from Brazil. What's up? So we got Cortez Pressa, a digital official. Well, welcome, man. I have subscribers a lot from India. I got a lot from South America. I got quite a bit. I have some Russians and Ukrainians, or Eastern Bloc. Got some Germans. Kaylee Grabowski, Proud Boys member. I'm actually, some Proud Boys. I do train with them. I'm not a member of their group. I'm not really politically affiliated. I'm more of an independent. And while some of my beliefs do tend to lean conservative, I'm pretty socially liberal. So I would consider myself more of like a libertarian type. Are you a veteran? Hell yeah, I am. And that is empathic veteran. Yes. United States Marines, 0844, Field Artillery Fire Direction Controlman, deployed with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Situation normal. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. There's a lot of jarheads out there that do fitness, and a lot of them do calisthenics and stuff like that. I'm your old prototype, typical meathead ego lifter who also happens to compete in the sport of powerlifting, and I'm not ranked for 2025 yet because I haven't competed. But last year I finished with the highest total for my age and weight, 220 weight class, in all federations. So I compete in the USPA, which is the United States Powerlifting Association, which is a member of the IPL, the International Powerlifting League. And there's different federations, there's different leagues. There's the IPF, which is the International Powerlifting Federation. That's like the most widely recognized one. USAPL is part of them, I believe. You got Powerlifting America is a big one. There's a bunch of federations, and I ranked every federation. I was no, I didn't finish first. I'm sorry, I'm lying to you guys. At the end of the year, this crazy like Chechnyan competed, and he beat my total by a good amount too. So I finished ranked 2, number 1 in the U.S. though. What's up? What happened to your arm, if you don't mind me asking? I was doing a deadlift. I was getting ready for competition, and I was working up to my openers, which is, you know, the weight you're going to. You have 3 lifts, so usually you open up light and then go heavier each attempt. I was working to my opener. I had 635 pounds on the bar, which is like 100 pounds less than what I was going to attempt for my total. And I don't know, I guess I had my arm bent a little bit, and the bicep just popped right off the bone. All that work down the drain. Let's see, Yaml Young Millionaire, you look gay as AF. Well, thank you, Yaml. I really appreciate that. Stop lying, bro. Well, what am I lying about? Philippa Rachi? Let's take a look here. I mean, you can look my shit up. It's on, if you go to Open Power or powerliftingwatch.com, or is it .net? What is it? Let's take a look. Power. I'll bring my rankings up. I'll show you guys. Why not? Power lifting rank. I just type that in Google search, and that comes up with openpowerlifting.org. So, as you can see, it's a website that aggregates lifter statistics, and it shows the rankings of all the lifters, all age classes, all weights, all everything. They rank by what's called a dot score. So a guy that's 120 pounds can compete with a 400-pound man, even though the 400-pound man's going to lift more. It's a math formula they use. It's strength to weight. And then I have an age modifier over the age of 40. It's called the McCullough score. So there's 2 ways they rank lifters. One is by dots total, and that's the generally accepted one. So the strongest man is the one with the highest dot score. And then they also rank like who is the actual strongest, like who's good, like Eddie Hall, let's say, breaks the deadlift record, even though he did that in strongman, so it wouldn't have competed in powerlifting. However, we'll just say for the sake of argument, he does. Well, he would also be recognized as the strongest. They would recognize him as the absolute strongest, but a guy with a higher dot score would be considered a stronger lifter, which is why if you go look at who's the generally accepted as the best powerlifter of all time would be either Ed Cohen or John Hack. Both of those guys competed in the 220 weight class, and they both had totals of like 2,200 pounds. And even though they only weighed 220, and they didn't lift as much as the highest total guys, their strength to weight ratio was way above those bigger dudes. So they're considered the best lifters of all time. So now, if I go in here and I go all federations, and I competed raw, I'm going to go weight class 220, and all sexes, we'll go men, all ages, we'll go my age group, all years, we'll go 2024 because I'm not ranked this year. And we'll go all events and by dot score. Search. Oh, wow. Well, those guys aren't in my weight class. Why are they putting them in there? Okay, so I'm a little bit of a liar. I guess I didn't see this guy, so I'm actually ranked third. So you're right here. Oh, first is Gabriel Garcia Corona, and his federation is the FEMEPO, and I have no idea. That's Mexico. I've never heard of that. He had a 633 pound squat, a 374 pound bench, a 639 pound deadlift. What? How is he? I lift way more than that dude. Oh, that's what he lifted for that competition. So his overall total is probably more than that. So he had a 1647 total. Then the next guy is Aaron Nance, and he is USMO. What is that? The PLU. I've never heard of them. He had a 606.2 pound squat, a 418 pound bench, and a 722 pound deadlift. Damn. Now me, USAP, I had a 606.2 pound bench, so we were tied. But we'd probably go to the lighter lifter. I weighed 219.3, he weighed 218.2. So he wins because he weighs a kilogram less than me. My bench was only 374. I had a bad competition, and my bench deadlift was 670, and for a 1647 total. And my all-time best in competition, if you click on my name, squat is 620, 619.7. So okay. The bench is 385.8 and deadlift is 670. My dot score is 461, but with the age modifier, the McCullough score, it's not letting me do it. Well, my McCullough score is like 510. So anything over 500 is like, well, anything over 450 is considered international elite. So if you have a dot score that's 400, you're like super competitive. You're probably placing in the top 5 in any competition you go to, if not higher. You can compete at Worlds, you can compete at Nationals. If you have a dot score over 450, you're considered like elite level competition, probably top 5 in the world for your weight class or your federation. You get invited to invitational competitions. If you get over 500, that's considered like the best of the best. And mine's a 510. So, I don't know. I think I do okay. And that's in Rhea for the guy that was saying I was lying. Oh, thanks, Kaylee. Natty or not? Hell no. I'm 50 years old, man. I'm about as natural as a Nature Valley granola bar. Ronnie Coleman was an ego lifter. Was anyone talking shit to him in his prime? No, how could you, Cody? Like, look, you could say what you want. Like, you could say Ronnie had a squat suit on and he had wraps on his knees and he maybe didn't quite go all the way ass to grass. That dude repped 800 pounds. Like, how many people can even unrack that? You know, like lift it off the rack and just hold it. You know? Mason Gunn, remember me? Yes, yeah, I do. We got a Teresa Lux, Semper Fi, hell yeah. What'd you do in the core, Teresa? Is Greg Doucette up in there? If he is, welcome. I do follow his channel. I did a 725 deadlift. Nice. Outstanding. What was your weight class? That's numero sept. 725 deadlift is amazing. If you don't mind me asking, how much you weigh when you did that? You should put that on video. You should upload that, even if it's a private video. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. Oh my God! I just closed the web browser. Lord have mercy. Here we go. Greg needs to make a video on this guy. What's he gonna say? Do you think he's natural? No, I told you I'm not. Well, okay, but he would have some. If you look at my earlier videos when I first started posting content on YouTube, um, that first year I was a natural. If you look at, I painted my weight plates. I rattle canned them orange. I have a couple of 45s and 35s that are really close in diameter and thickness, and I kept mixing them up, so I got sick of misloading myself, so I just spray painted all my 45s orange, and my 35s green, and 25s yellow, and whatever, but the point, if you look at the videos before I painted them, most of those are me as a natural lifter, and as a natural lifter at the age of 44, I had the national records in the USPA for the 220 weight class. Um, that was 2016, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. So as a natural lifter, I still had a 1500 total, and I was in pretty good. I'm at the same weight as I am now, but if you look at the difference, I'm a little more shredded. You can see, I have a much lower body fat percentage. But I was pretty big. I had a pretty good physique. I had people that were accusing me of being on steroids when I wasn't. You think there'll be any residual pain after your arm heals? Everything hurts. I'm fit, dude. You get to this age, it's like knees hurt. I've had knee surgery. My back hurts. I've had major back. I had 48 stitches across my L5. I had a fracture in that little thing that sticks off the back of the bone that looks like a dinosaur crest. Your the segments in your spine, they have the little bones that stick out, and I had a fracture in that, and oh man, it hurt so bad for so long. I lost the use of my leg, and I had to learn how to walk again. That was fucking awful. And before I lost the use of my leg, I was just about to hit a 600-pound squat for the first time in my life, and I had to start from scratch. And in about a year, I worked my way back up to 600 pounds, and I'm actually stronger now than I was before. So, like, physical therapy is a process, I always tell people, like, if you get a major injury, most people, they want to try to get back to where they were before. And I just tell them, like, this is where you got to, like, stow all that shit. All that's in the past. This is your new starting point. So what do you need to focus on? You got to focus on healing and trying to maintain some kind of level of strength. I don't want to lose it all. Should a skinny fat guy focus on cutting or getting protein and lift? Adar, is that how you pronounce that? I always say don't worry about losing weight. Just worry about getting as strong as you can, and if you can manage to control your diet, the rest will take care of itself over time. Your body will recompose itself. Most of the guys that I work with that started seriously strength training, the first thing they noticed, because they were all overweight, was that their numbers on the scale actually went up. So they're working out for a few months, and he said, "Hey, I'm gaining weight. What's wrong?" And I said, "Nothing's wrong. Muscle weighs more than fat. Use the mirror as your friend. The scale will lie to you." I'm trying to get Christina to join me on this one. I told her to come out. I wanted her to be part of this live stream, so hopefully she comes out. She moderates usually from the bedroom. How much test are you on, Javier? 200. I take 200 tests a week, and then how much DHB? 100 of DHB. But right now, I got off everything for the surgery, so it's been 4 weeks. I'm waiting for blood work results, and then we're going to determine what I do moving forward. I was actually tossing up the idea of going natural at the age of 50. I was thinking about it. I'm like, right now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, what am I doing? Am I going to be training to compete in September, or am I going to give up powerlifting for a while and start coaching, or like, what am I going to do? And one of the ideas I had was to see if I could become 100% natural again. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, there's health risks associated with not having a proper amount of hormones in your body if your body's not producing them. And can a 50-year-old restart his natural production of testosterone? Because the reason I went on test to begin with is because I was low. But there could have been a lot of environmental factors. I mean, that was right during the COVID thing. All the gyms got closed down, small businesses, people were out of work. It was really stressful. I was working construction, and they actually upped our schedule. So I was putting in like 14, 15-hour days. Wasn't sleeping very well. And so when I got my blood work done, I had low testosterone, and they said that's normal for a man your age. You're 45. But the doctor really didn't talk about contributing factors, and I've done a mountain of research since that day into what causes low T, what can you do that's reasonable, what should you do that's reasonable, and things of that nature. Now I'm going to tell you like it is. Going on testosterone was like one of the best things I've ever done for myself ever. I mean, it's night and day. I went from like unmotivated, depressed. I didn't want to do anything. I stopped doing my hobbies. All I wanted to do was sit in the garage and watch YouTube videos. I was training, but it sucked. I hated it. I was losing interest in my wife. Like, I never thought she was unattractive ever, but like, I just didn't have interest. I was like, what is wrong with me? And a buddy of mine I trained with suggested, why don't you get your blood work done? You sound like you have low testosterone. And I'm like, yeah. So I was really proud of being a natural lifter. I was one of those sanctimonious natty pricks that was like, I don't need any of that. I was one of those guys. And then when I went on testosterone, within 2 weeks, I felt like a 20-year-old. I put on 8 pounds of lean muscle mass with just the doctor prescribed stuff. I started getting shredded. I was like, oh man. My wife was like, put that thing away. Like, get away from me. I'm chasing her like a chicken. Come here, baby. It was night and day. And it's like, if you are an older lifter and you want to continue doing the things you love to do at a high level, I would definitely look into getting tested for sure, 100%. Okay, where are we at here? I got grounded today. My mom caught me beating off my dog. Also, I pulled her poop stained underwear to make panty soup. I can tell you're young because my son's 13 and he tries to joke, but he doesn't have it down yet. Like, he can't put a good premise together in a sentence. So you're just saying stupid words. What I'm going to say to you, what is it? Man, write down some jokes. Like, write them down on a piece of paper. Read them to yourself. Ask yourself, would this be funny? Would I laugh at this? Or is it just stupid? And, maybe go on Reddit. Get some inspiration. You're almost funny, but you're not. It's sort of kind of outs you as an idiot. So work on that. You can, I'm rooting for you, buddy. Let's see. My uncle told me I play his skin slute better than any 16-year-old he's ever met. Yeah, see, you're trying to be edgy, and you're just coming off as retarded. And since you said you're 16, I'm going to go ahead and ban you from the site because I don't want to deal with a minor. So, sorry, buddy. Man's got to go hide the user. I hate doing that, but like, I don't want any underage person reporting me for saying something, negative to them. Like, I don't even want that drama. So you gotta go. You tell me you're trying to say stupid shit like that, and you tell me you're underage. I'm just gonna get rid of you. Sorry. Let's see. My goal is 850 at body weight of 265 pounds. Nice. Okay. Let's see. We got Majesty Roberts. What happened? Rotator tear. No, this is a bicep distal tendon reattachment. Going natural is the way. Is it though? Is it? I mean, so I get online. It's like it's a moral. It's become like an ideological thing with a lot of people online. A lot of people are sanctimonious, and they've come to believe that any kind of exogenous hormone use is a bad thing, and you're cheating or whatever. But it's like, no, there's actually medical issues associated with having low testosterone as men age. I mean, there's a reason why you see guys my age shuffling around with walkers and stuff. They can barely climb a flight of stairs. And then some of that is heart issues, cardiovascular, there's a whole bunch of downstream effects of low testosterone. So going natural is not necessarily the way. If you tell me that there's modern medicine and you can make your quality of life exponentially better, why wouldn't you try that out? And I equate it to, have you ever gone to the hospital and got a procedure done? Have you ever gotten sick and been prescribed medicine? Like, you shouldn't. If you're saying that going natural is the way, then you're not taking anything. You're not taking Tylenol for headaches. You don't take Motrin for a swollen knee or whatever. You don't do anything. You're just against modern medicine across the board. So that's the way I look at it. It's like, I don't know. To me, I'm not ideological about it. I don't judge people for the choices they make. I might disagree with you, but I'm not going to judge you for it. I am 50, Erica. But I've been natural all my life. Yeah, but okay. What's your point? What's up, Christina? But it's a synthetic feeling. Would you take medicine for anything else? Do you have any other prescriptions? John Jones, what's going on? What's gray on the inside and clear on the outside? Elephant in a baggie. But Andre Dudley, I got the opposite. My testosterone is high for 46 years old, where the doctor said it might cause prostate problems, so he said I might need hormone blocker. How high was it? I mean, it would have to be incredibly high to be a risk for, like, that doesn't, I would get a second opinion, to be honest with you. Unless it's like some crazy number that's just like super physiological. Which I guess you might be a genetic outlier, how's it going? Let's see. Cyber Echoes, 19-year-old in the military. What's a good way to increase my, I'm thinking you're saying deadlift. You said deadline more. I can do heavyweight, great form, but it kills my back still. So you're getting lower back issues. I would want to see you deadlift from the side so I could look at your bar path and then I could diagnose any lateral inefficiency in the lift, because generally speaking, lower back problems are caused by either rounding the back or having the bar too far forward. You might bring the bar closer so you sit down into it more, and then it becomes more of a push-pull. So the other thing is a lot of newer lifters, guys that have been going heavy for like 6, 7, 8 months, tend to be back dominant because they haven't learned to fire their legs and throw their back at the same time. It's a two-part lift. So it's really about, if you want to solve your lower back issues, the way to fix that is to start doing speed pulls. So you take a weight like 75% of your 1 rep max, you get set up under it, and you pull it off the ground and lock it out as fast as possible. So you're looking to accelerate, and each rep needs to be faster than the last. Now, how I track this, you can go online and download a barbell tracker. I use WL Analysis. You can go on Google Play or the Apple Store, download a barbell tracker, and then use your phone. What your phone will do is it'll video you lifting from the side, and once you input that video into the program, it will track the barbell. It'll actually show you how fast you're accelerating, how much velocity you have, how much force you're generating. It'll show you if the bar path's wonky, if you have lateral inefficiency, that if you have to set up sitting back into it, or if you can move the weight forward a little bit. It'll show you if you have any sticking points, so it'll graph because it graphs your velocity. So if you slow down at a certain point and grind through it, it'll show that on the graph, and then you could introduce accessories that target your sticking points. So my barbell tracker is my secret training partner, and I use it for squats, bench, and deadlift, and it works great. It's totally useful information. But now, back to what you're talking about, lower back issues. If you start doing speed pulls, and you're focused on exploding off the floor, your body will choreograph itself. So you will pull and push at the same time. It's like you'll just do it, because I don't know how to explain it, but if you have a lot of people that think about the lift and they haven't gotten their form down yet, and that's not to say you have bad form, but a lot of guys, they just haven't synchronized their body to be explosive. They tend to shoot their butt up and then pull from the back, which looks more like a good morning, and that's really gonna wear your back out really quickly. That's what I've seen. I'm not saying you have that issue. I have to see your video to diagnose that, but that's a common thing I see with newer lifters that are going heavy. Hell yeah, John. Yeah, tore my bicep deadlifting. Hell yeah. You know, it didn't hurt that bad. It was initially when it ripped off the bone, it was super painful. But I've had worse. I mean, it really didn't hurt that bad. I get my water here. Thank you, Freshly. Semper Fi. I'm not worthy to be in Christina's presence. I guess she's not going to join us, guys. That really bums me out. James O'Connor. This is bad advice. You cannot focus on speed unless technique is perfected first. Oh, but okay. So James, he said his form was good. So now, if I'm going off what he typed and he said his form is good, then I think that's exactly what I would coach him to do. But again, I also said I need to see a video. Lucifer Lucero, believe in Jesus, Raptor soon. Well, I hope he takes you first. That way you're not blowing my chat up. Danny Wolf Strongman, what's up? And for the record, I am a Christian. I hate evangelists in the chat. It's so annoying. Let's see, Cyber Echoes. At least my NCO says it's good. 11 Bravo. Hell yeah. I'm an artillery guy. Technique is only built through heavy singles. Alright. What the fuck would I know? Justin Saylor. What's up, my man? Yeah, Christina's not gonna join us. That fucking sucks. I'm a liar. I put her on my thumbnail because I thought she was gonna come out, but I guess I can do those stretches another day. Now, let's see. Don't get me wrong. Artillery is awesome. Worked with some of you guys. I see why they can't hear. I always give the O3s shit because they call us pogues. And I'm like, well, first of all, you didn't have a GT score high enough to be FDC, so my job wasn't an option for you. And second, I chose my job when I went to the recruiter. They look at me like, yeah, I picked artillery, dickhead. Not you. I have some. We all like to give each other shit. With the infantry guys, we'd be in the field and over the mortar guys. Oh God, watching them hump those plates. They got the tubes. Not the 81 millimeter guys, but the other ones. And we'd be driving by in our Humvee, and I'd honk at them and be like, "You boys need a lift?" Fuck you. What's your thoughts on healing recovery peptides? I am on them right now, Gage. I'm taking BPC 157 and TB 500. I've only been on them for a week, so it's hard to say how effective they are, but I can tell you I'm very much healing ahead of schedule. The reason singles build techniques, I'm done with this. I'm not going to argue with anybody. You do you, Butterfly. I'll just continue to be an elite level power lifter. What the fuck would I possibly know? Anyway, I have a GT of 110 but still chose infantry. Uh-oh. I touched a nerve. I'm joking, right? Like, I'm fucking around. Like, what do they call us? Oh God, I can't think of any of the good insults. Uh, you're a specialist about to pick up corporal or sergeant and get my EIB. Yeah, well, let me ask you something because I don't understand the specialist rank. That's an E4, right? E4 is specialist, but corporal outranks a specialist. They're both E4s, but corporal's a higher rank. I could never figure the army out. So the Marines have got private, PFC, lance corporal, corporal, and in the army you have what is it? Private first class. What's an E3 in the army? Specialist is E4, right? E4 specialist and corporal's E4 with NCO duties. Okay. Hmm. What's E3? Elite level. Elite how? You can look me up. You can go on powerliftingwatch.org. I finished rank 3 in the world last year for my age and weight. I'm not ranked for 2025 yet because I got injured. I've been ranked top of the world for my weight and age for the last 5 years. I placed silver at IPL Worlds twice. I can play silver at Nationals twice. Uh, all of my lifts are international elite. I have a 510 McCullough score and a 461 dot score. McCullough is dots with an age modifier. So if you're over the age of 40, they modify. They give you they take age into consideration. Dots doesn't calculate for age. So lifters over the age of 40 use what's called the McCullough score, and I'm a 5'10". With anything over, I'm all my lifts are international elite. Uh, Currently, obviously not. I might have to do a little training to get back, but uh, I don't know. I have to tell you, I'm a ranked elite level power lifter, and I've been competing in the IPL for 10 years. My SL wants me to do Ranger School and see if I can get my scroll. Nice. I didn't, I was artillery, so I, we didn't do any cool stuff. I mean, we did. I did Sear. I did. What was the other one? I don't know what they called it, but we did like mount training. When we were working up to deploy with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. You get what's called SOC, which is Special Operations Capable, and they go through training like things like doing trap missions and shit like that. So we did that training, but I mean that's cursory level infantry training. So a lot of times, artillery, if you don't have your cannons out, if you're not out in the field with them, they'll use you as an auxiliary infantry unit. And we usually to do security stuff like if you took an airport over, they'd have us there set up in guard positions. So or doing patrols like that around the area. It's not really infantry, but we still get that training so we can do that stuff. I I liked it, but there's something about see the FDC. I have two computers. I got one that does the fire solution for the battery, the guns, and I got another one that shows situational awareness. It's an 8 heads and it hooks up to your. It communicates with J stars, so that's like a battlefield. Um, what do they call it? Where it's got the map of all the units and it's got all their assets, ammo count, that kind of thing. And we got to see everything that was going on because it's like a little combat information center. And you got communicators. You got two Humvees. One of them's communications. One of them's FDC. And then they put this light-proof tent up in the middle. I got a fucking coffee maker in there, and that's where all the cool kids hung out. The CO and the XO and whomever. We had a liaison officer for the Air Force and the Navy, so we could coordinate gunfire with. We could coordinate air with air and naval gunfire. So it was just pretty cool. It was really cool just being in there and seeing everything that's going on. And then the cool thing that's about artillery is that on top of the cannons, we have more heavy guns than a heavy guns company platoon. Every vehicle has a crew serve, whether it's a M2 Mark 19 or an M240 Gulf. So they roll. We do a lot of shooting automatic weapons, and then of course on top of that, you got your own motor T, you got EOD guys, we got a meteorologist. We have a guy that flew a fucking balloon up in the air with a computer on it, and it would send data to the AFATAD, so it would change the calculations slightly if there was like weather. So when you're shooting like in defilade, which is high angle of attack, um, those rounds go so high that the atmosphere can mess it up. And this guy would send up weather balloons, and it would send back barometric readings. That's pretty neat. How do you get that job? um, it was a really cool job, man. I just a little bit of everything in our toe. Oh, yeah, we had our own forward observers, and those guys all thought that they were special forces. I guess in the Army you'd call them fisters. I do, and I love them big guns, man. Kevin Zamora, hey Pud Whacker. Oh man, that's an old one. Let's bring. That's something my grandpa would say. Where's that boy at? He's probably in the bathroom whacking his pud. Right, you're gonna go blind. Knocking on the door. I'm trying to take a poop, Grandpa. Put that thing away or you'll go blind, you little pud whacker. Zeb Wilson, are you a veteran? Hell yeah. M240 Golf. Yes, so the Army's got the M240 Bravo. The Marines have the Golf. What's the difference? Fuck if I know. I think it's something like the hand guard. You can shoot it from the shoulder better, or I don't know. I have no idea what the difference between the Golf and the Bravo is, but there is a difference. So if any of you guys out there know, tell us in the chat. This is Quebec. I am not gonna. What can you say? No, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna say it. We got Sebastian. What happened to your arm? I had bicep surgery. Yeah, so if you like the 240 Bravo and the Lima, I have no idea what the difference is. I know like the coaxial ones that are on the Abrams and the Bradleys don't have the handguards on them, and that's a distinction. I don't think they have a shoulder. What do you call it? The buttstock. And then the Bravo has it's got a buttstock, it's got a handguard, it's got the bipod. But see, the Golf's got the bipod too. So I don't know. I really don't know what the difference is. I know that they can pintle mount the Golfs. I'm sure you can do the Bravos. They could throw a tripod up and attach it to that, or they could put it on the pintle of any vehicle that has one. My first test was 1,200 per 30. The second was 1,150 per 30. Damn. See, that's high, but he said it would cause cancer over time? Like that, I don't know, man. See, it was my understanding. Is my wife, she's like she's not a microbiologist, but she went to school for microbiology, and I think she's got a couple more credits before she gets her degree. But she's been studying biology a long time, and she's got a. We were looking into research, and as far as I can tell, the published research indicates that testosterone itself is not carcinogenic. What it can do, however, is if you have cancer, it can expedite the growth of it. So it is a risk for cancer, but it doesn't cause the cancer. It just makes it worse because of the additional cellular growth. I don't know. That's so weird that he would say that you're on the high end of the bell curve for exogenous or for naturally produced hormone excretion, and he said that was a cancer risk. I don't know. That's interesting. I would definitely want to know more about it. I heard that pulling your pud 3 times a week extends your life. At this point, I'll live to be 3. Yeah, no kidding. Hell yeah. My last name's Bravo. Nice. Suzanne Robinson, time to touch. They are getting rid of MPs and cooks soon in like 4 years. Well, I can't say I'm going to miss the MPs, but cooks. So what are they going to do security with? Is it going to be like private security on bases? That would suck. I don't know. See, I'm the safety manager. I've been in construction for the last 20 years of my life, and I got into safety, and now I'm the area safety manager for Las Vegas for Southwest Steel. And I always kind of like equated my job to like an MP, where it's like you're policing your own people, like I have to write up and fire my own guys, which I try not to do. I actually try to do safety management, but a lot of guys in construction look at the safety guys like an MP, the Blue Falcon buddy fucker. It's like you enlisted to fuck your own guys over. Do you have high blood pressure? No, I check my blood pressure almost daily, and I usually run right around 120/70. I would say on the high side, like if sometimes it'll get like if I had a couple cups of coffee, it'll get like 130/80. It's the highest I've seen it. Armando Mucho, breaking news, ladies and gents. I quite literally just farted. Good for you, buddy. Hope you didn't have to change your underwear. You look like you could beat Marsoc. Ah, man, the Raiders. Love those guys. What's up, Zyro? What's your favorite brand for drones? I don't have one. For me and my platoon, fought a group of MPs at a barracks party last week. Who won? Mr. Navy Sills, why don't you open up for me? Mr. Navy Sills. Mr. Navy Sills. Do you know Jesse Crawford? No, the name sounds familiar. We got Rico. Let's see here. All MPs are getting reclassed to infantry or getting put to S1. Ha! Nice. S1. Why S1? We got GC88. What is up? They called back up and we booked it, not trying to get arrested. I was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and they got that one bar outside of the front gate. I forgot what it's called, something Dragon or whatever. And it's all Army that hangs out there. Most of them are, they're in there. What do you call in the Marines, they call it, so we go to boot camp and then we go to our school for our MOS. But in the Army, what is it called, like A school or whatever? So they're not in the fleet. What do you call it in the Army? In the Marines, they call it the fleet. We're not fleet Marines yet. We're still going through essentially our schooling. We've graduated boot camp. We got our Eagle Globe and Anchor where we are Marines, but we're not at our destination, our units yet. Still going to school. Go to school at Fort Sill for artillery. While we're there, we had the one bar we could hang out at, and it's a bunch of boots. And usually there's like 30 or 40 Army guys and like 10 Marines. And every time some dumbass starts a fight, and the problem with what makes Marines badass is not that we fight any better than anybody else. It's that if you fight one of us, you have to fight all of us. It's like an unwritten rule. Like, oh, God damn it, there he goes again. This motherfucker. Well, after like the third time, me and Cobb were sitting in the back, and Tommy Watt, he punched the 300-pound chick who worked at the bar. Tommy's a Marine. He punched her in the face, and she smashed a pitcher over his head. And you just see him slump to the ground. We're like, holy shit. And the next thing you know, like a couple Jarheads got up, a couple Army guys got up, and they start going at it. Here we go again. They're going to call the MPs and the police. So Cobb and I looked at each other, and the back door was open. And we were right there. And we're like, we just slid right out the back. Skedaddle back to the barracks. Fuck that shit, man. I get sick of getting in stupid bar fights for no reason. Booger and nose. Do I? What do you? I'm a little stuffed up, to be honest with you. Did you lose weight? I don't know. Let's find out. Where's my scale? I'm gonna put on something solid though. Well, this scale isn't being accurate. There's no fucking way I weigh 125 pounds. I think this thing's broken. Yeah, it's missing some of the feet. I have to stand on the back. Uh, 210. So yeah, probably about 10 pounds I've lost. Let's see. They are reclassing MPs, but downsizing. A lot of civilians. Yeah, I heard about that. Thoughts on Michelle Obama being Big Mike? I don't have any thoughts on Michelle Obama. Rico Strong, do you know who I am? No, I don't. Let me click on your profile. Let's find out. Who is Rico? I have a feeling. I'm going to take a guess. Rico. Oh! What's up, big man? Rico. Yeah. Oh, no, not who I thought it was. Don't know who you are, buddy. Let's see, more about this channel. You joined March 4th, 2025. So you're either an alt account for somebody. Right on. Anytime I see a profile and it's got no videos and it's less than a month old, that's an alt account. But we don't care. We're glad you're here anyways. Is my hand injured? Nope, hand's fine. You just lost a lot of water weight. Well, it's starting to get hot too, man. Like right now, my swamp cooler's broken and it is warm in this garage. I would say it's probably 90 degrees. And there's no breeze today. I need to get that thing fixed. Do 10 squats. Pay me. What happened to the World Podcast? Can you please say hi to Dixon? I bet she does. Let's see. Do you think Donald Trump has ever done anything with a man? Why would I ponder that? Like, why would you ponder that? And if he did, who gives a shit? Do you smoke pot? No, I do not. I do not do any mind-altering substances. One of my soldiers the other day who just got out of basic fell for the question, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Navy? Commander-in-Chief of the Navy. That's funny. I love when you get put on spot and you think you know the answer, but you're not 100% sure, and you're like, ugh. My dumb ass, when I was in school, I remember this at Fort Sill, there was 2 second lieutenants walking, and I was holding books in my salute hand, and like a fucking moron, I panicked and I saluted them with the wrong hand, and they were like, yeah, that happened. In case anybody's wondering, that's a bad deal. You don't want to do that. Dylan Jerkins, because I'm bored and laying in bed on a Tuesday night, pondering if another man's had sex with Donald Trump. Well, hey, you got a hell of an imagination. You don't have any silly questions or thoughts ever. I do have a lot of silly thoughts and questions. That's pretty much my entire existence. Rick, thank you for your service. Hell yeah, appreciate that. Let's see, absolutely no one. Make sure you're eating extra collagen and biotin. No, but I've noticed that a lot of these silly questions on YouTube tend to be what another man does with his wiener. You know? It's like, I don't care. People are like, you're gay. Okay, great. What's your point? Or I just like, I don't... Why is that the go-to? You know, like, ugh. Now I have this image in my head of Don getting like bent over. Well, hopefully he's the big spoon. Any supplements you would recommend? Um, Nothing more than like most Americans are vitamin D3 deficient. Uh, I would get your blood work done and see if there's any downstream issues causing that. If it's your inability to absorb D3, then it's a vitamin B deficiency. But I tell people to take the vitamins they should be taking is your Bs to include B3, B9, B6, vitamin D3, magnesium, potassium. Most Americans get way too much sodium in their diet already. Lots of water. Oh, zinc and what's up, sexy?
I'm here. What do you want?
Oh, wanted you to join the chat. You don't have to.
Yeah, I heard how bummed you were. But I also have to keep an eye on Della. She's not doing chores.
Yeah. Would you fill in for me for a minute while I use the bathroom real quick? Everybody wants to meet you. I'm gonna pee real quick. I'll be right back.
So weird. Hello. Hi, Dylan. I don't know what you guys are really talking about. Hi, Danny. Hugs. Today was okay. My dog hurt himself. I had to take him to the vet. That wasn't fun. It was my hip, Dylan. It's getting better. It still hurts, but still limited on activities I can do. So, thanks, Iro. The turnip. Oh, Trump. Yeah, he's okay. He somehow hurt his neck. I guess from him jumping on the wall. Likes to jump on the wall and bark at the neighbor's dog. But his blood work came back great. I haven't been working out since my surgery, before my surgery. So I don't know how much I could bench anymore. Probably not as much as what I used to do.
Well, you were always more of a machine type anyway.
Yeah, I did like the machines more. And dumbbells. And kettlebells. Anyways.
I tried to make her a power lifter, but she just wasn't into it.
I'm too tall to be a power lifter.
We're actually, well, you're a little bit, you're hair taller than I am.
Yeah, Rick, slow and easy. That's what I've been doing. Gen X, does it mess with you mentally that you are losing muscle?
Nah, I've been through this before.
Messes with me. I don't like it at all.
And I still train where I can, I'm still squatting heavy, and I've been doing a lot of like one arm stuff.
Danny, I'm sure as long as he could bench his coffee, he'd be happy too.
Exactly. Oh, you don't have to leave.
That's all right. That angle's not really good for me.
What would be a good angle?
Standing. But then it is hard to read.
Yeah, the thing is like, if you've been training for a long enough time, you do get a setback, an injury. It's gonna come back. I've been through. In the last 4 years, I've had 2 injuries that I had to rehab that took close to a year to get back from. And every time I came back stronger than I was before. And I don't see why this would be an exception. The caveat is age, it comes for us all. Like, so at some point, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this level forever.
Power builder. I don't know what a power
I really don't know. I don't know what a power builder is. You know, I hear that term, and it's like, is it just a power lifter that maintains a decent physique? Because you know what, if you look at like the way a power lifter trains and a bodybuilder, the main difference is specificity. So we'll go through like blocks of training. We'll do like a conditioning block, which is like your higher rep stuff, and then we'll do a hypertrophy block, which is your linear progression or with periodization. And then we'll do like a peaking block, which is a heavy weight acclimation. And then you go into your competition, where you really specify. So all of your movements are designed to help your 1 rep max. Where bodybuilders.
So 420, yeah, you lose muscle, but you can gain it back really easily once you're cleared from the doctor.
Yeah, a couple months.
And you're healed.
Yeah. And the bicep is not the problem. It's the inability to do like proper back movements.
Dylan, yes, he gets his blood work done, what, every other month?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. I just had it done at the hospital. They did it across the board for everything because of surgery.
You can call him Gramps. He's old enough.
Yeah, if we would have had kids and we were supposed to, they would probably have kids. But we started popping them out when
we were having too much fun before the kids.
Yeah, I thought I was sterile. I was wrong about that. I think I'll come back stronger.
Calisthenics, that's good too.
We also train Muay Thai.
Muscle memory, exactly, muscle memory. It will come back.
So I'm also at a kind of a crossroads here because I really wanted to, after this last competition, I wanted to take like 3 or 4 months and just focus on fighting. Instead of training both. It's not like I would stop strength training, but I would do what's called maintenance lifting, which is, kind of working in that 80% range, which you can do just to maintain your strength. And then I really wanted to focus on fighting, on Muay Thai.
Hi, Bobby. Sorry.
I'm becoming a dietitian. I'm interested in that.
That's cool.
Nice.
Dietitian.
You look 67. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think you look that old.
Bobby. Interested in blood work profiles. Yeah, it is interesting. What's up, Bobby? What fighting do you do? We argue a lot over stupid shit.
I don't think they meant that kind of fighting. You think he meant like boxing or your Muay Thai?
I did boxing for about half a year, and then I switched to Muay Thai because I didn't like the trainer.
Yeah, he was a dick.
I mean, good trainer, good pedigree. He was one of Freddie Roach's guys, but he was just an asshole.
Are we doing anything?
I was either going to do stretching, which I would need your help for, or squats. I don't know which one I should do. I haven't done stretching in a long time.
Well, then stretching would be good. I have to be careful because my hip's been bad today.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I would need your help for is to like push my leg down, that kind of thing.
I already did my physical therapy.
All right. Well, I guess we'll do that. I gotta move all this shit back out of the way. It sucks with one arm.
We prefer questions about lifting versus gay stuff, but if you have to ask, you can ask.
What's the fucking question?
He said, do you prefer when I ask about lifting or gay stuff? Dylan. And then Serb said, listen, I just see 2 young adults living their life and being physically fit. Stay strong, Marine, and ma'am, I know I couldn't outlift this man, though. I may be young, but you're strong looking. He is strong.
I really appreciate that.
He's not slow at all, boss. He's not slow at all. You should go look at his.
Well, my sparring videos were only going like 50% in
My
those.
space.
But no, yeah. So I usually, when I'm in the ring with younger guys, I can usually catch them off guard because they're not prepared for how fast I can be. But the problem is like I don't have a lot of that, so my reserve tank is low. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have the cardio to go like 3 rounds of blazing speed, but I can always catch them off guard at first because they're like, holy shit, this guy's 50 and he moves really fast. For a little bit, I can do. What is it? How does the song go? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Got the power couple. Yeah, I would say. My dad can you my
Stammer.
yeah. You typed a lot of words to say you're retarded. One-armed bandito. No gay caballero. I like this man. He's got the body I want, but the army just trains me to run far and fast. Dude, it's tough, man. Like you look at like all the Marines that are active duty powerlifters, and like the highest deadlifter was like 600 pounds, which is like not even warm up for me. And you ask, well, why is that? And it's like because these guys don't have time to train. Like they literally like the only, unless you're in the air wing, you know.
What's preacher fighter? Kind of fighting.
There she is. Hi.
Are your chores done?
Counterpuncher or preacher
not yet.
fighter?
I was wondering if after the bathroom I could maybe take a quick shower.
What? You came out here to ask if you could shower?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm there as well.
Okay.
Oh, my toe. Hi.
Yes, me. Shower. We clean that bathroom. No.
So what you guys doing out here?
I am gonna do some.
Talking. You're gonna go clean.
What kind of talking?
Right, go. Or you're gonna get in more trouble. Is that what you want?
Oh shit. What tape? What did I do with that? Well, that's my pivot foot, so I should be okay.
Kids rule. Do you have kids, Dylan?
Yeah, right? Don't get me wrong. We love them very much.
Yes, they are very loved.
I love my daughter. I love her.
You can always adopt.
But she is very selfish. she thinks about her needs only. Oh yeah. Do a kickflip.
Yeah.
Where's my skateboard? I don't think I can do a kickflip on a skateboard.
You talk about gays. Why?
I heard you talk about gays. Why? I don't think we do there, boss, but you keep bringing it up, so it must be a topic of interest for you. And what I'll tell you is I can probably point you in the right direction.
Can you do a headstand?
Yeah, with my arm in this, sure. Absolutely.
I couldn't even try to get it.
I'm getting close to being able to do a one-arm pull-up.
That's cool. That's impressive.
Let me see if I can do it.
If you keep up with your cardio, because my 2 mile times 13 minutes, I do 60. So are you squatting?
No. I'm going to see if I can do a one-arm pull-up.
Oh. do 2 miles in 13 minutes. I don't run.
Oh, shit. No, no. We're getting closer, though.
Yeah, Della likes the attention for sure.
Do I eat fast food or eat only home meal?
I would only say
You tell me,
meals,
buddy.
Right?
Oh, you're asking?
Hi, Zestful.
How do you... How long did it take you to sit there in the toilet to think of that question? I'm gay, but lean somewhat to the right politically, and my straight brother is a liberal, so technically I'm straighter than him.
I would run for a Klondike bar.
So,
Danny runs for coffee.
no, my official stance is I don't
What would you run for?
really, like, the person's sexuality to me is the least interesting thing about them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool if you're cool. I just don't like the political stuff. You know, like, it's none of my business. You know, I don't judge people. I don't care. You know, it's not an issue for me. A lot of my friends are gay. But it's like, why is that? I guess the question I have is, why does it matter so much to the YouTube comment section? And you're talking to a married couple with kids, and you're preaching to us about, what the fuck are you babbling about?
Hi, DeVeggie. Glad you're here.
Justin, I love everybody. You know what I mean? I don't care. I really don't. I have no problem with anybody. You know, I'll hang with anyone as long as they're cool. You hate autocorrect. No, not you, Dylan. I was talking about where did that comment go? Oh, Captain Farron. Yeah, you're talking. He's paraphrasing Leviticus. Man.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
I was going to do my stretching, but I would require your assistance for a couple of them. But I was looking for my knee sleeves.
Thanks, Middle East.
Is the beast in the house?
Yep. How do you work your computer?
Yeah, that's over there. I think they might be in the bedroom.
Hi, Jay. What are you looking for again?
My knee sleeves.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
I usually take them off right by the bed.
Thanks, Justin. So it blows up there. Uh-oh. I'm not getting any comments, guys. And I don't know where to go to see them. And he ran away. Hey, the comments froze. I don't know what to do for it.
What's wrong?
The comments froze. Like, I could see them up there.
Oh. Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Oh, okay. Danny. Dylan wants to know if I'm smarter than you. I don't know if I'd say I'm smarter, but I'm not dumber for sure. The veggie, we're holding up for sure.
You're smarter than me. I can see that.
I don't know if I'm smarter than you. I'd say biologically, or biology-wise, yes. Politically-wise, you're smarter than me. I don't keep up on that stuff.
I don't know about that.
Well, Captain, I'm glad you don't believe in that, but you're also not everybody.
Believe in what?
He doesn't believe in people being gay. He's
Is
sorry.
he still talking about that shit? Dude, move on.
Yeah, let's move on. That's just your opinion, sweetie.
My channel is not I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck what you stick your wiener in. Leave me out of it.
For sure.
Why is this nonsense dominating my chat? Because my shorts are short? These are USPA lifting shorts. You wear short shorts.
Dare wear short shirts.
No, I always start with
I wish I could.
seated squat position.
Oh well. Okay. Hi, Freshly. Hi, Daniel. Horseshoe squats. Yeah, I wish I could do those.
These are always tight at first. So they pop.
John Butcher says committed D1 for football the other day. Zyro. Hi, Eddie.
My routine is I start with knees over toes. I try to get all my weight with a flat foot.
They will definitely open up your inner hips, for sure.
And then that's when I start, and I rotate out. This is where I need assistance because I can't. I'm using the for transitioning. I don't need your help for this.
I got it for nothing.
And then from there, I go to the seated. And I roll the hip, really stretch it. Oh, it frees up the sciatic nerve. There, transition into the front. I'll try to sit into that for stretch that out.
Night, Danny. cheering you on. Cyrus's pigeon squat pose. That looks relieving from Bobby. Tyler the Creator says, well. Captain, come on, get that leg flat. Hey, Captain, can you say anything nice? Did you ever watch Bambi?
I like to see him do the splits.
All right, Tyler, what's your beef? And why would you say he doesn't like his daughter?
Talking about me?
Yeah, Greg Arnold says it seems you don't like your daughter. Yeah, that's like totally not true.
It's kind of
He
retarded.
spoils the crap out of her. I'm the Punisher. I should be wearing that.
So check it out. I can sit on my heels. I can sit on my heels now. I couldn't do that before.
Yeah, I remember. That was nice. Okay. Tyler the Creator says, you called me a homosexual for deadlifting 235 pounds. I highly doubt he did that.
Yeah.
Nice try.
I called you a homosexual because you're a homosexual.
My daughter is selfish, but children are selfish. It doesn't matter whose kid it is. Kids are selfish.
Yeah. That's like saying the sky is blue.
Right?
Or if you say somebody's fat, you're like, that's hateful. No, it's objectively true. You are fat.
Jay Slice wants to know how often you stretch.
I was doing it almost daily until I got the surgery. Then I kind of let it slide a little bit. That's when I might need your help for.
Maintaining balance is the key to free stretching. Nuku. Freedom of speech, brother. From Scott. Okay, wait. Let me know when you need my help.
Actually, so what I need you to do is put your legs here.
Ooh,
Can't do it?
I don't know.
All right,
I
then
don't know
well,
if I can.
I'll do this one on my own then.
I mean, I can try.
No, don't do it.
That's a lot wider than you've had me. Well,
Yeah, I
and
forgot
then
about it.
pressure. You can get Della out here.
No, it's fine. I don't need her.
Thanks, Julian. Julian also is asking, how long do you stretch for?
Like each pose? You should hold
No.
each pose for
Oh, good.
15 to 30 seconds.
Well, like how long before your workout or after your
Oh, it
workout?
depends what I'm trying to do. Because like if I'm lifting weights, I don't stretch. I warm up. I stretch afterwards.
Craig says, watch out before Middle East beast blows up your garage. Millie says, I don't do that. I'm no terrorist. These are people on next block to me. Okay, so I'm missing part of the conversation. Hi, Zyro.
This is where it's hard because I only have the arm. I can't balance it. Where's my... Shit. I can't do this side.
as much as you can. That's what my PT guy always says. Is this considered kung fu? Not quite. Christian says, good job. Cyrus says, cool to see you. Oh, nice. I can't see you, but hi. What's your thoughts on no fap?
No fun.
NOFAP, no fap.
No touching your PB.
Yeah, Captain, when your arm's in a brace, it's really hard to balance that side. That's why you can't get that side all the way to the floor.
Yeah, I can't.
Kung Fu hustle or Kung Fu enter the fist?
Kung Pao enter the fist.
Kung Pao.
I normally would stretch this side too, but I can't. I gotta do one side.
I can't at least bend forward like that. My problem is widening the hips.
So this is what I need your help with. Get this leg straight here. I'll pull this one. I can't grab it. So maybe you could push this way.
Up?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm dragging your other leg.
Yeah. And I'm sliding on the floor. You see, normally I would grab it myself.
You're nice.
Oh, well, you guys know she just had hip surgery, right? So she can barely move her leg.
Well, I can move it.
And it makes single leg movements hard to balance because I can't move my arm properly. So I've been having real problems doing the single leg movements on this side. Just not being able to straighten my arm out.
Hi, Josh. Josh T is in
Like
there.
I don't have proper ballast.
Yeah, Jay, it hasn't been fun.
I can't do it. So I have to use my assistant.
Okay, middle, you're deleting messages from don't need to be deleted, sweetie. Okay.
That's not high enough.
And Greg, no. I still drink and smoke.
Yeah, this works.
Haven't checked in cable in a long time. What happened? Gorilla God King, he tore his bicep tendon off while deadlifting. I have to go through all these. If you weren't taken, would you date a trans woman? She better be good looking.
Yeah. Well, what I usually generally look for in my women is as little penis as possible.
Technically, women still have tiny.
Let's see what you pack in there.
Sunkissed Beauty, hello. Terrence, hello. Jace likes, yes, it was my labrum. Cam type, femoral acetibular impingement. I had to have 3 sutures to put the labrum back in place. And they had to shave the bones. Fit Finley.
It's just such a pain in the ass to do anything.
Hello, Hello Kitty. I like your name. Are you stretching mid-lift? No, he hasn't lifted yet.
I don't think I'm going to lift. I think I'm going to...
And he's...
move this along. Let's see you.
You need rubbing the hip?
How's that?
Yes, that's... I feel weird.
We can turn. Turn around every now and then.
Oh. No, I can't.
Can't do it, huh? That sucks.
That's what gets me even at PT is
Just the abduction.
yes, an adduction. Okay. Whoa. Should I like go over there?
No.
I thought he was about to do the splits. He almost can.
Almost.
Ron, hello, Ron. It is. What time is it? Where's your clock?
Actually, there was one
It's
stretch.
9:30.
One stretch I didn't do.
He'll. It's the frog. It's a yoga pose. And I'm jealous. All right.
13, 14.
Looks so painful. He is stretching. He's opening his hips.
I also didn't do my calf raises.
It's 1 a.m. in Mia. That is late.
So they do a knees over. This is for ankles for people that have range of motion and squat issues. Put all your weight over your toes and try to get them as flat, your feet as flat as possible. And then you want to raise up on your toes, lift your whole body. It's a great calf exercise. All the weight's on your calves. And you can kind of...
And they said you don't work your calves out.
Well, I just don't work them out to the point where they're going to grow bigger.
Ooh.
Because I don't care about that. It's a really good balancing exercise too. You can kind of bring them out more. I try to raise up as far as I can on my toes, almost to the point of being on the toes.
Yeah, Zara, my hip won't let me go into
Until
that.
they start burning.
I could do the bridge.
Well,
I could do planks. Ooh, you know what? I haven't done planks in a minute. I wonder how long I can hold the plank.
huh?
See how long you can hold planks?
You want to do planks?
I haven't done planks in a long
I don't
time.
enjoy them.
Who enjoys planks? Bobby, the bridge
balance
is
is off.
easy. You can do the bridge, right, Joey?
Huh?
You could do the bridge, right?
What's the bridge?
You're laying on your back and you just raise your hips up.
Oh, glute bridges?
Mhm.
Yeah. Probably with weight. I mean, I can do what is it, the glute press with like 400 pounds.
Can you do a spinning back kick?
This arm throws the balance off. Are you talking about just a regular spinning back kick? It's really weird. It's subtle because you can't move this arm. Your ballast is off.
Yeah.
So it's hard to explain.
You can't plank.
Huh?
You can't plank.
I can do it on this side.
One arm plank.
Yeah.
So Zyro, I can squat. It's getting back up. I don't have the power. You gonna help me?
What am I helping you with? Okay.
Just hold your knee down. Okay, I need your help. I don't need your help.
Big depth.
As much as I can do. It's like what crippled off.
Yeah, they don't. Her physical therapy is really, really limited right now. Like she's just got to the point where they're doing side steps without bands, and that's like too much for her.
I can't believe how it killed me. You wouldn't think side steps would hurt.
I haven't thrown any kicks in surgery. Feels weird.
Brett says you have good flexibility, dude. Your kicking has got a little better too. I know you're off balance, but you're getting over the top with your hip, which you weren't when you started.
Well, yeah. Now that I'm getting proper training, they've been correcting a lot of my my form issues. It's nice to have someone there to actually tell you, like to turn your hips. And I was like throwing my arms, but they have me throwing. They want me to throw them out instead of to the side, because in K1, it's not like a Muay Thai in Thailand where they do the flashy kicks where they throw them really. In K1, you get knocked the fuck out. If you throw your hands like that.
What kind of keyboard is that? Somebody's asking.
Got a keyboard?
Yeah, Bobby asked if that's a.
Yeah.
It's a Yamaha.
It's a nice one too. It's a shame that it's sitting out here in the garage.
Well, I thought you and Della would play together.
Who plays the keyboard?
Della,
Does she?
kind of.
I mean, I know Grandma bought it for her to learn, but it's kind of hard to play the drums when you got some kid banging on a keyboard randomly. throws it off a little bit. She brings her xylophone out.
Yeah. Her Glockenspiel.
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 You ever notice like the German language? Like in American it's ambulance. In Italy it's like ambulanza. And then Germany's Trackenwagen.
It's a very harsh language. I tried to learn it in high school, and it's very guttural.
Yeah. Ja, this is the point of now. Sprockets will be dance. Dieter. Well, shit, little lady, how long have we been on for?
How long have you been on for?
1 hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's where you see that.
The transitions, arm just throws you off.
I wouldn't mind the Bahamas either, Freshly. And I like the word too, Bobby. Glockenspiel.
I want to throw punches.
Yes, thank you for the likes, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah, hell yeah. What are my subscribers at? I'm almost at 8,000.
Where did you see that?
Oh, so anybody that's interested, so we're
I'm gonna check on Bella.
we're working on deploying memberships. I'm gonna do like offer like private live streams for members only. The highest tier membership will be joining my powerlifting team and like private video training, that kind of thing. So we haven't quite worked the details out. I'm also designing some T-shirts. I'm doing the artwork for it, so I'm doing the illustrating. So when the T-shirts are going to be printed, it'll actually be my artwork. So we got a few things we're cooking up, and I'll have that. We're gonna go live with that by the 21st. I haven't decided like what am I gonna offer that people would be willing to pay for, and can I actually manage it with my work hours and my schedule? What's up, Dustin? I'm currently 240, chunky, and need to transform my body into a muscle-bound machine. Can you help a fellow out? Well, probably. Thank you, Zyro. How's recovery going? Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll have this on for about 3 more weeks, and I already started physical therapy, so we're moving right along. Calisthenic athlete in the Philippines. What's up? Ghazi, you are useless now. I was useless before. I don't see how this has changed anything. Let your mom know I said hi, though. I do miss her. Finally got injured. Finally. Fuck, this is like number 4. Where have you been? Your body is beautiful because you are strong and you are carrying something different that no one else can carry. Thank you. I appreciate that. What happened? I was exploring myself in the shower and I was really getting in there and then I slipped. And now this. Trump versus Obama oiled up twerking, who wins? How long did you sit there on the toilet to think of that question? You look like you can beat some ass, buddy. Good job. Thanks, Derek. Now you're half the man you wear. Now you're half the man you wear. You're not. You gotta get gooder at spelling, brother. I'm half the man I used to be. All right. On that note, I think I'm gonna call it. The trolls are rolling in, and it's been 2 hours, so I will see you boys later. And thanks for hanging out with me and my wife. We had a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow or not, but I'll probably do barbell squats the next time I get online. And we're going to see if I can comfortably go above 5 plates with this brace on. 400 of 5 pounds didn't seem to be too much of an issue, so we'll push it a little bit. Love you guys. See you on the battlefield. Ba-da-bow.